What's up, YouTube? It's Spartan CC bringing you a kind of different video today. So I did do a face reveal in one of my other videos. I know it wasn't full screen like this. I also probably wasn't wearing my glasses. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about college. So I just recently graduated with my undergrad in Management Information Systems, which is basically IT. Except that the management part is I did do it through the business school. So I had a lot of classes that went over like finance, accounting, business management, operations, different things like that. So I also had that background, including a lot of IT stuff. I just kind of wanted to talk about that experience and share, kind of what I think about college. I live in the United States, so I went to a school here. This may not apply to people that live outside the United States, but I think that it's also really good. Just lesson that I learned that I'm going to share with everyone. And whether you should go to college, what you should do, as far as your career and different things like that. So nowadays there are a lot of people that are going to college. This is mainly because people have kind of learned that it's kind of like a standard that people need to meet. 30 plus years ago, there weren't a lot of people that went to college because it wasn't really needed. But now a lot of employers are like, oh, we want you to have a 4-year degree. Oh, we want you to have a master's degree and all this other stuff. And it's really like not needed. Although it's just kind of the standard nowadays, like, oh, if you don't go to college, then, you're not going to get a good job. And that's what all the teachers say in elementary school, junior high, high school, all the way leading up to college. They're like, you got to go to college to get a good job. Now, my opinion is that is not the case. Maybe in some like degrees, like especially like if you want to be a psychiatrist, for example, if you want to prescribe medicine, you definitely have to have a doctorate degree. Same thing, if you want to be a doctor or anything like physical therapist, yes, you do need a lot of study and you do need a lot of practice, and those degrees are definitely worth it. And if you're planning on going to the medical field, that's an awesome thing. You should go to college for that. But for most degrees and for most careers that people want to work in, you don't really need a college degree. Some reasons why I really liked college is I met a lot of awesome people up here. Some of my best friends I've made here up at college. I met my wife up here at college, who got married. I went on lots of dates. I met a lot of awesome people. I had some really enjoyable experiences in my classes. I definitely learned a lot. I also minored in Spanish, so I'm fluent in Spanish, and that was a good experience. And then I did learn a lot in the 4 years that I've been here, and it's been a really good experience. It cost me a lot of money, so that's another reason why I don't really encourage people to go the college route unless they kind of know what they're getting into, right? Because I had to take out some student loans. Thankfully, I've paid most of them back already before I finished, just because I was working part-time basically through the whole time that I've been in college. And it's just been a good experience overall. But if I had the chance to go back to right out of high school, before I started college and everything like that, I probably would have done things differently. Then again, back then, I didn't really know what I wanted to do for a career. I kind of developed this interest for IT about 1 or 2 years into my degree. So I didn't really know, which, going to college is a great way to kind of like figure out what you want to do with your life. Because, for most people, that's like the first time they're living by themselves outside their parents' house. And, you got to make your own decisions, be responsible, and start working for yourself and different things like that. And it really helps you to develop in that way. But as far as IT goes, I think that I can speak towards this since I graduated with a degree in IT, that it's definitely not worth it to get a degree in IT. I kind of figured this out once I was applying for jobs, for after I graduate. So like for now, most places they're like, oh, required, and it said, oh, you need a 4-year degree in this degree, right? But then under it, there was almost always a side note or something like that said, oh, can be like forfeited if you have enough experience or if you have these certifications. So, the certifications, I'll show you guys that in a little bit. I'll jump on my computer. I'm just on my iPad right now. But I'll show you kind of what the certifications are. But honestly, like I was in a lot of these interviews, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have a degree, and I did an internship with a bank, in their IT department and everything, and I was not getting through with the interviews. Like I'd have the interview, but I wouldn't get moved on. And you never know. Maybe just someone's more qualified, or they just didn't necessarily like you, or whatever it may be. But I was kind of frustrated. I was like, what the heck? Like I spent 4 years in college, studying this, and I did this internship, which was a great experience. It got me a lot of hands-on work and stuff like that, but it just wasn't enough because nowadays, yes, people are, it's just the standard. Oh yeah, we want a 4-year degree, but if someone comes up, they're like, oh, I've worked 2 years in this same field that you're hiring for, and I have this certification. They're definitely going to hire that person over someone that's just got out of college. And for any business, it's kind of a risk hiring someone right out of college that doesn't really have a lot of experience because you got to do a lot of training, and there's a lot of risk in doing that because they may mess something up, right? Because they don't have that experience. So I've been studying for the CompTIA A plus certification, which basically what I've seen is it's everything that I've learned in my 4-year degree smashed into one certification test, right? That I could probably get through in about like a couple months, right? So everything that I know about IT, basically, I mean, I do know some more specialized things, but basically the basic knowledge of an IT professional you can do in a couple months. And there's so many resources on the internet that it just is like you can learn whatever you want. If you want to learn Python or SQL or Java, or if you want to learn how to make a website, you just go and watch a YouTube video, right? You can go on to any website and there's going to be people that have done it before that can help you out, right? There's just so many resources online that at least for an IT degree, like you don't need to go to college, right? Get those certifications, and one, you're going to save a bunch of money. Yeah, the tests cost money, but they don't cost thousands of dollars. And try and just get some experience, right? Because that's what they want. Like especially in IT, they don't care really if you have a degree. They care if you know what you do, what you're gonna do, and you have like a goal for your career, and that you're gonna be able to do what they ask you to do, right? And that's probably the same thing with any job. Like it's kind of the enigma, right? You need experience to get a job, but you have to have a job to get experience, right? So the main thing that people are looking for is that job experience, right? Like, yeah, cool, a degree helps you, to like be able to write professionally and to be able to interact with your peers and work on group projects. And, there's lots of stuff that comes with a college degree, but overall they want to know if you can do the things that they need you to do, meet those requirements. And so let's just take another degree, for example. Like my wife did a psychology degree. And really like you can take that at lots of places, but most people are like, oh, if you do a psychology degree, you got to be a psychiatrist or whatever, you got to do therapy. And she took it the other way and is doing a life coach certification, right? So she went through all of college, got her undergrad, and now she's doing more school apart because she doesn't want to do therapy to do life coaching, right? And it's just like, okay, yeah, like it was a good experience, it was really great. I mean, we got to meet each other, so that's awesome. But it's just like there's so many other options out there, and like for example, trade schools, right? Think places where you can go and learn how to be like an electrician or a plumber. Yeah, they're not the best like sounding jobs, but like people don't want to do them anymore, right? Because they're like, oh, I got to do a 4-year degree, I got to do all this, I got to be an accountant, or I got to get my accounting degree, or whatever it may be. And all these jobs are paying so much because there's people that just aren't doing it anymore, right? All the people that were really into it, back when it first kind of started, are getting old and they're retiring, and there's not enough people. My uncle was actually saying the other day that at his job they were hiring just a contracted job, right? So, it wasn't like a full-time position with their company, but they were offering, I think it was like $40 an hour for an electrician to come and work. I mean, of course, it's not like a new electrician, someone that actually knows what they're doing, but they were offering $40 an hour for an electrician, and they couldn't find anyone. Like that's how much they were offering, and either people already had jobs that were paying more than that, or there just weren't enough people that they could hire. And that's insane to me. Like trade schools do not take that long, and they can end up being really good jobs, especially right now. Their demand is so high for labor jobs like that it's like it's nuts. So there's so many other options to college. I'm not trying to like diss on my school or like my education or anything like that. I thought it was great, but if I could go back, I would definitely do it differently. Especially considering that I went into IT. There's a lot of other, ways that you can get the same experience and the same knowledge without spending so much money or so much time. So I know this video is kind of like different and it's probably going to be a little bit longer than my other videos, but I just wanted to kind of get that out there. And I'm going to go on to my computer and I'm going to show you guys like some resources, especially if you're thinking of going into IT. Some resources that I've found and just some of the certifications that I'm talking about that can really get you ahead of other people. Especially, what's really good is if you're doing a degree in computer science, let's say, and you also get some of these certifications while you're in school. They actually have student discounts, so that makes it a lot cheaper. If you can get these certifications while you're in school and graduate with that degree, oh, you're just so much farther ahead than other people. I wish that I did that while I was in school, instead of right now while I'm doing it after I'm in school, because I learned that, I actually should get these certifications. So you'd be so much farther ahead. But yeah, I'm going to switch over to that. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys, what's up? I'm back. Sorry, my laptop camera is not as great as my iPad, hence why I was using my iPad for the other one. But so on here, we have CompTIA, right? It's a like nationally recognized certification. I think it's world as well. Like it's kind of a world organization. So this is strictly for IT. Like if you're not in IT, this is kind of the rest of the video. I'll be talking about this stuff. So you got these certifications, right? So you can click on them, CompTIA A+. So this is the one that I'm studying for. It's kind of just like an overall, this is what IT professionals are going to be working with, right? So you can click for the details here. I mean, this is just kind of the test, but you can also get resources on here to be able to help you with like studying for it. So it has two different tests, right? And they focus on different things. So if you go here to like by exam, it's going to be proctored and stuff like that. So you get both of them for like $232, right? So that's for one, and you got to take another one. So it's $232 times two. So they're kind of expensive, right? I didn't say that, it's super cheap, but I mean, comparatively, like for me to go to college one semester, it was like $4,000 easy, for like 3 or 4 months. So if you take the same amount of time to study for these tests, you're saving a ton of money to get a much more focused, knowledge and experience about IT, right? Now there's other things you can buy. As you can see down here, you can get the exam prep bundle. You can get like an ebook and different like study guides and stuff like that. I don't recommend that. They're way too expensive. And there's so many resources out there that are free. There's YouTube videos, there's, study guides, and people have made like practice tests for the A+ exam. And so you should definitely use those, and they're all free. One that I really like, I'm not like promoted or anything by this person, but his name is Professor Messer. And he actually has a lot of these CompTIA certification training courses, right? And they're all videos, which is really awesome. So you can go on to here, Professor Messer A+ certification, just type it into Google. And it has over here like an overview of how you want to pass it and all of the different things that go with the test, right? So you have, configuring email, and you have network devices, and you have like IPv4, IPv6. Down here you have like physical stuff, like different types of cables, what they do. So it kind of just goes through, like RAID storages, BIOS options, different things like that. So it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's pretty comprehensive. As you can see, it's pretty long, but I mean, if you watch a couple of them a day, it doesn't take you that long to work through all these, do some practice exams, and take the exam. So I would really recommend these if you're going to go to college. If not, this is what I really recommend if you want to be an IT professional. Now, if you want to do more like software engineering, then there's, also a ton of resources out there, how to learn Python, like how to learn Java, how to learn C#, all the different coding languages are out there for you to learn. You just have to have your own initiative. That's another thing with college, is it's like you're kind of forced to do like the assignments and the different classes you sign up for. Whereas this is kind of, you have to be self-motivated and do it by yourself. But if you are self-motivated, definitely go with this. It's a great option. So
Yeah, I mean, I know this is kind of a newer video. I kind of wanted to see because I wanted to give my experience to other people that are kind of thinking about it or currently are in college or pursuing a degree or pursuing their career, how they can enhance their career. Um, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like this video, if you shared it, if you think I should do more videos like this. I can talk about like what I did to pay back my student loans, for example, financial stuff, or I can talk about like how I got I'm going to start a new job in 2 weeks. I'm really excited for it. I can tell you more about like my job search and how that went about, how I interviewed, what you should say in your interviews, stuff like that. I know I'm not like the certified person to tell to give advice on that, but I do think that having real world experience and also being kind of young and starting into this career process can definitely help some people out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Again, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe, and as always, have an awesome day.